Another beautiful morning on Old Hickory Lake, and today I'm going to put up my Renogy solar panels. I got 4 that are 100 watts each. I'm going to throw those on the back of the boat and see how they fare, and see how they charge up my Bluetti. So stand by. Okay, I've got the panels all set up. There's 4 Renogy 100 watt compact panels. These are the smaller panels than the standard size, so 4 of them will fit in a tighter space, and that's why I got these. The actual readings on these from a voltmeter was 20 volts and about 4 amps each, so do the math, that's about 80 watts a piece. So they're kind of underpowered for what they're rated at, but I usually expect that from what I've been doing so far. So let's take a look at what the Bluetti's doing, and we'll see. I've got 1 pair of panels hooked up in series, so I wanted to see that first and see what that was doing. So let's turn on the screen. We're at 133 watts. Let's see if we can get up there and see it. 133 watts for 2 100 watt panels. Keep in mind the sun's about there. That's straight ahead, so we're kind of off from the sun as far as direct sunlight, but it's pretty close. So 133 watts for that pair. Let's look at the other pair real quick. Okay, the second pair are reading, I've seen 130, so 129, 130, so both sets are charging at approximately 130 watts. Come on, 130, come on, there it is. Okay, so that's the 4 panels just in pairs. So let's go ahead and do a parallel connection with these 2 pair and see what the total comes out to be in parallel. Okay, with some finagling, I got the cables for the solar panels hooked up in series parallel. 2 series pair hooked up in parallel. These Renogy cables are not really long, so I barely got them together. So be prepared to make some extension cables if you're going to hook these in series parallel. Mainly if you're going to use this connector, which is the provided one with the Bluetti. It's the main power cable that has MC4 connectors on it. Barely fit. I used a series parallel splitter to extend this one another 5 inches just to make them fit. So these cables are real short. You know, I bought 100 foot of wire times 2 for building my own wire kits for these cables, but I haven't built any yet, so I got this going at least. So it's basically series parallel operation, and the reading, which we probably all expected, was about 260 watts. Let's get that up there so you can see it. Yeah, so that's 4 100 watt panels providing a pretty insignificant 160 watts of charging power. Now keep in mind the sun angle. I know my angles aren't perfect on this, but I'll still take it though, because in direct sunlight it'll probably go up a bit anyhow. At least these things all work, and they're all basically read the same, really close. The specs are really close on these, even though the specs don't match up to factory. I read these all, and they were basically about 20 volts and 4 amps each, which equals 80, right? 80. So this is what they came out to, 80 times 4. So those 4 panels are going to go up on the front of the boat here. Nobody walks up there, so I get them mounted up there. I'll do another video on that in case anybody's even interested. So those 4 panels will fit right up there easily. I'll get about 260 watts on medium days, maybe a little bit more on direct days. So anyways, that's where those 4 panels are going to go. So in summary of this test, I like these panels. They came packaged really nice. They are pristine shape when they got here. The Bouge panels I ordered were pretty beat up. Of course, the double packaging of the Renogy, when they glass to glass, helped a little bit, but even the frames were in pristine condition. So that's really a good point about these. Basically, each panel, when I initially read it, was 20 volts and 4 amps. They're rated at 21.6 volts and 5.72 amps. Sure, the sun is going to affect that. The amount of direct sunlight and how it hits the panel is going to change that. So I guess my point here is, since I've been doing this, I'm trying to figure out that you need to over panel. So if you need 400 watts of energy or of power, you need to get 5, because in most situations you're not going to have direct dead-on sunlight, so you're going to have to you're going to lose efficiency there most of the day. Some cases may change because you can change the angle of your panels, but these will be fixed actually on the front of the boat, so I'm not worried about that. I averaged about 260, 270 watts. The main points here: over panel. When you buy solar panels, over panel, because you will definitely need the extra wattage because of efficiency losses. These panels are all very consistent when I measured them. Everything about these things is very consistent. So when you get one panel, they're all good quality. So basically, that's all I've got to say. I'll do a video on these 4 when I put them up front of the boat, and how I mount them and keep them secure, and how I wire them through the boat to actually reach the Bluetti. I suggest buying a long run of cables and just making your own. It's more cost effective, and basically you can really customize the lengths of these things rather than guessing. So anyways, thanks for watching. I hope this helped your solar endeavor.